Okay, I had a quick question.
Yeah.
How do I go in? How do I get into this business funding? If guns blazing. I mean, what's the best approach? Is it just the phone calls? 'Cause I'm getting the leads.
hmm
I've looked at phone burner and whatnot. Is it just something I just need to make? Just make the phone calls with these guys and get a script developed, or what are your thoughts on the most
Sure.
effective way?
Sure. So a business. So you mentioned phone burner. So it's about
Right.
$138 a month. You can load up lists of leads and it just auto dials. That's what you're talking about, right?
Right.
Phoneburner.com.
Right.
Got it.
Correct. Yeah.
Do you have a bunch of leads that you plan on putting through there, or you were just taking a look at it?
Not yet, but I came across a company that gives you access to kind of a next generation, like it's called Lead Fuse.
Uh huh.
It's probably not enough leads for Lead Burner, but I
Yep.
was just looking at that, thinking about what we kind of previously spoke about just making the phone calls, and I was wondering if that was really the most effective approach for the business funding is the telephone.
Absolutely. So this is a great topic. So first of all, we have thousands and thousands of business funding leads, Kyle. So if you really want to
Okay.
dive into business funding and you want to pound the phones, I got you covered, man. So don't worry. After
Okay.
this, I'll shoot you an email. I'll send you a couple. I'll
Yeah.
send you 1,000 leads. Have fun. All right.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
So with that being said, real estate investment funding and business funding differ in our marketing approach to
Okay.
some degree. You can absolutely gather leads online for business funding. The mistake people make is that they think all they have to do is send an email.
Hmm.
Whereas with real estate, you can shoot the message, shoot out the email, and get some traction. With business funding, they're higher contention. You have businesses who, once they put their information out there, a business says, I'm looking for funding, whatever. Somebody collects that data. That data enters a book of business. That book of business ends up getting sold or bought out by another lender. That eventually goes into the hands of a lead salesperson or company, and then
Hmm.
that business is going to be getting cold called for the next decade about
Right.
funding. So
Okay.
that's how it works. That's why these people, when you call up somebody about business funding, sometimes it can be like, "Never call me again, leave me alone," burning a fire. They're just angry. It's because they get harassed, right? And so, not one person harassing them; it's a multitude of people. So that's why that can happen. So you're right. You've got to get on the phone. You've got to
Okay.
get on the phone with these clients, and I see your hand just raised there, Mark. But you've got to get on the phone. It's very important, and talk to these people, and just figure out what's going on. Here's a few for instances. So if you call up and you say, "Do you need money for your business?" They're going to hang up on you, right?
Hmm.
"Do you have
Okay.
time to talk to me?" They're going to hang up on you.
Mhm.
You've got to push through barriers. Were you on last week's call, Kyle?
I was.
Awesome. So you heard a little bit about that. You've got to
Right.
push through barriers. You've got to be, you know, listen. You may not remember me. I do follow up with you from time to time. You always want to say that. You never want to be brand new, calling out of the blue, whatever. That you're just wasting time, right? Get the ball rolling. Push through the barriers. Say, listen. Here's the bottom line. You probably get a lot of calls about funding. I'm calling you today. I'm on your website. I'm taking a look. I see you're in construction. Do you need money for new materials? Do you need new hires? Do you have new jobs? You need to bid on a new job, whatever it is. What are your needs for this year? Are you
Right.
growing? Are you in trouble? What's going on? Like, get to the bottom line. How can I help you? How can I
Okay.
help you? You know, you're a pharmacy, right? We all know pharmacies are booming during COVID, right? I can assist you. I can put money in your pocket. We can scale your business right now is the time to do it while it's hot. Let me get a quote in front of you, right? Let's put some
That's
cash
true.
in your pocket. Don't dig into your own capital, right? Let's improve stability, right? Whatever it is, like figure out why they want to talk to you right away, you know?
Okay.
And then don't take no for an answer. I don't like you, Kyle. I don't like the fact that you're calling me. Never call me again. Leave me alone. That
Hmm.
reminds me of a story, and it ends with me giving you money. Let's talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be fearful of the situation. What's the worst that can happen? They say no.
Sure.
If they're just saying no, 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 just use that call as an exercise to learn how to get around objections. You know, and then but yeah, phone burner is a terrific tool. If you have a bunch of data that you've accrued, you can put it through phone burner and just keep it calling. Click the voicemail button right? When you get somebody's voicemail, you move on to the next one. You can put notes in as you're talking to people. So the next time you call them, right, you have those notes in front of you. You know their, mother's maiden name, their favorite sports team, right? The what they said to you last time, a joke that you made that they laughed at, whatever it is. So you can help connect with them the second time. In business funding, you want 5 to 7 connections before you scrub someone off your list.
Okay.
So you want to keep following up with people. You don't want to just call once and never call again kind of thing. You may catch them and they're in a bad mood. You call them in a week from now and their kid just hit one out of the park in the championship game and they're flying on a cloud. You just happen to land them and now they want to talk to you because they're all happy. Something to think about. Christopher, did you have something to add there?
Yeah, and just thinking as far as business funding is understanding. This is where being specializing in something makes a lot of sense and knowing what you're targeting after. Every industry has a pain point, and let's say construction, roofing. We all know that lumber prices have gone up. If they're a manufacturer and they're dealing with cardboard or something, these prices have gone up. The cost of the raw goods has gone up, and so I'll give you an example. I had someone on the phone. They sold some prior stuff. They're factoring it, but the pricing has not. Their raw costs went up, so now they need more money to pay for the additional costs before they can pass it on to the client. So if you understand the market and what's going on in the arena of the business owner you're calling, you can kind of lead the conversation after you get past the gatekeeper about, I've noticed a trend in your industry of X, Y, Z. We have some solutions to help. Do you have, do we have a few minutes we could talk about it? So if you kind of gear your messaging towards what the problem is, you'll probably get more daylight opposed to, oh, I got $50,000 for you, and it's just a random generality. So if you could do a little bit more market research on your business prospects, know who they are, know their website, look up their LinkedIn profile, you can start tailoring your initial conversation about things that are interesting to them, and then that should get them to start talking to you.
Great
Excellent.
points. And current events are important for the industry as well, right? I was just wondering, you're in this particular space. I saw this in the paper. I saw this changed in your state, right, in the country, whatever the laws were. I saw this business was recently, highlighted, and they had great success in this area. Have you converted to that model, or are you looking to expand towards that? Like something topical where they get to be the expert and start talking. People love to talk. People love to be heard, right? It makes them feel like they know it. Perfect. You got the ball rolling, and quickly cut through the BS to get to a point where you can gather the right bit of information and quickly spin that bit of information into a web that they're interested in, right? So you can get the ball rolling. If you call in and, hey, here's my 45-second intro, click, right? Can we talk? I don't know if you're busy or not, but do you have time to talk to me? Click. I offer great funding opportunities. We have the lowest prices in this, and if you work with me, free and the best, and you want it, click. Nobody's interested in a commercial. You've got to figure out their needs. You got to get to the bottom line. You got to push through the barriers and find in that short window, something that they're interested in, and then hold on to that. Get your way in the door. Get more information. And if you can do that, you'll succeed. So great points, Christopher, and overall. But Kyle, do me a favor. Shoot me an email. I'm going to respond. I'm going to load up your phone burner. Okay?
Okay. Perfect. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
You got it, brother.
Yep.
Mark, your hand is raised. Did you have a question about this topic?
I just wanted to somebody repeat the phone burner,
Yeah,
what
sure.
the website was or something like that, because I'm interested in getting in
Absolutely. So phoneburner.com. It's a great tool. It is a little bit expensive. It's like $138 a month or something like that. But really, it's for people who have a book of business. You have a lot of leads. You want to do your callbacks, and it's just kind of at a point where you have a lot of people to call, and dialing takes up time. So if you sit there and you just dial each number, you're wasting a lot of time. But PhoneBurner, you can create a spreadsheet. You can upload that spreadsheet into PhoneBurner, first name, last name, email address, phone number, whatever it is. And then you can take that, put that in there, and then it's an auto dialer. So it'll have like like a one sheet showing you the contact information, and then have like a little area for notes, and you'll see who it's calling each time. There'll be a little button there to leave a voicemail, hang up, click skip, whatever it is, and it's automatically dialing. If you reach the voicemail, you click the voicemail button that's pre-recorded, you move on to the next call, right? If you're talking, you can type in notes in the notes section for the call. After it's done, right, you can leave a note for yourself to check the notes and get back with that person, click next and move on. It helps you move faster, a lot faster. I mean, I used to work on a sales floor doing business funding. I mean, when I first got started, I was making 500 calls a day. Right. Once I had an active book of business and I was closing deals and I had clients, it was more like 250 calls a day, because you just don't have the time to dial. And of course, you're getting further in your conversations with people. But that's what it takes in business funding. I mean, you need to pound that phone. I was doing my email blasts on top of it, right, to gather interest, but I got on the phone with them. Right. It's all about getting on the phone in that space. So terrific tool. I call anybody here who's just getting started, who's just getting some leads going, don't get phone burner. You don't need it. Anybody who's diving really deep into business funding, right? Anybody who's got a bunch of leads and a bunch of contacts and you're looking to just pound, now it's time for phone burner, right? Terrific tool, definitely a great tool. You gotta attack your data. You gotta sift through it. The good thing too is, you can actually, I forget what I called the button. You can actually name your buttons, but if it's a bad contact, you have buttons for that as well. You can put clients into a bucket where you do not call again bucket, right? And so if you started with a list of 500 names, and you can whittle it down to 50 names of people that are interested, and everything else goes on the do not call or the whatever else, it's good. It helps you, to Christopher's points earlier, it helps you sift through that data and get to smaller and smaller and smaller lists, so that you're focusing your attention on good prospects. So great tool there.